I'll tell you why she's evil, right? When I was 17 years old, I was in a school musical, as you do when you're in high school. You do plays and stuff like that. I was in a school musical and I got the lead role. And my grandmother came down from Queensland to come and see the musical and stay with us. And she was staying in my room and I had to kip out in the fucking living room on the couch. So she's there for a little while and my mum goes, go sing your grandmother a song. And I'm like, you sing her a fucking song. I'm not going to sing her. Go sing your grandmother a song. I'm not going to sing her a song. And then I hear from my bedroom, is Jim going to sing me a song? And I went, yes, Grandma. You fucking bitch, man. So I walk in there and I go, what song would you like to hear, Grandma? And she said, Stormy Weather. And so I went, don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. And my grandmother looked at me adoringly, as only a grandmother could look at her grandson singing a song. And then I finished the song and I went, there you go, Grandma. That's your song. And I went to walk away. And as I was walking away, my grandmother goes, I'll tell you a story. And I'm like, of course you'll tell me a fucking story. You've never not told me a story. One day I'll get 38 quid and this will all be worthwhile. Right? What's your story, Grandma? She goes, I used to live in this town called Gympie, which is a real town in Queensland. And I lived in Gympie and there was a showroom and on a Wednesday they would have local lads who would come and sing in the cabaret bar. And afterwards there was a singer who sang beautifully just like you, and afterwards I got talking to him he asked me to go for a drive in his car and he drove me out to the coast and he laid a blanket down and we made love under the stars. Now this is she's about 84 at this stage, telling her grandson this. I'm there going, that's a great story, Grandma. And she goes, and then as I was laying there with the moon glistening off my naked body, I looked up at him and I said, sing me a song. And he sang me Stormy Weather. That's why she was looking at me adoringly. She wasn't thinking of her grandson singing a song. She was thinking of Johnny fucking Showtime fucking her on the beach. I'd made this woman wet for the first time in 40 odd years. So we're all drinking tonight, I hope. It's fucking Saturday, you got to get pissed. It's good for you. I don't like people who don't drink. I don't trust them. I haven't got friends that don't drink. I would stop being your friend if you stopped drinking, because anyone who doesn't drink is a boring cunt, right? If you're a non-drinker, your stories fucking suck. All your stories end the same way with, and then I got home, right? No one gives a shit that you've been promoted at work. No one gives a fuck that your kids don't have bruises. You're a boring dick. You ever ask a non-drinker why they don't drink? They give you the same stupid answer every fucking time. You go, why don't you drink? And they go, I don't like the taste of it. Nobody does! No one likes the taste of it. We drink because we have to, because life's a miserable piece of shit. No one has ever had a shot of tequila and gone, oh, that's lovely. Next time I'll have that instead of dessert. Told you, life's shit, man. It's all over soon enough. My grandmother said, man, she was worried what was going to happen afterwards, right? As an atheist, I don't give a fuck about dying. I'm looking forward to it, right? I am, because I don't believe in heaven. I don't believe in hell. I'll just rot in the fucking ground, right? I don't even want the option of heaven. I don't want to exist in a conscious state for the rest of eternity, constantly thinking. I don't like thinking as it is. Where's me passport? Can't punch women in the street. The Bible calls heaven eternal bliss. I don't care how blissful it is. It's eternal. You'd get used to it and then you'd be fucking bored. And what's hell meant to be like? Fire and brimstone, eternal agony? That's what's written in the Bible. That's God's book. As far as I know, the devil hasn't brought out a book. We don't know his side of the argument, right? If you ask me, the devil and God are having an argument, the devil's being a bigger fucking man, because God's just writing shit about him. And the devil's going, I'm not even going to fucking comment, son. You don't want to live forever in a conscious... You don't want eternal life. Life is shit, right? Life is a horrible disappointment, one after the fucking next, right? If you don't think it is disappointing, right, hang on, I'll do this down... Okay, give me a camera, right? Straight on my face, right? Everybody do this in the room here. And if you're watching at home, right, look at the person next to you that you love more than anyone in the world, right? And know that sooner or later, one of you will be dead and the other one will be miserable. It's just something to think about. So I told you, like, the only reason you people are here is because you want me to make you laugh for a fucking hour, because you know when you go back to work on Monday, your life's gonna be shit. And then you'll be dead. And what's meant to happen when you die? You go to heaven, you see a big bright light, you walk towards the light. What's at the end of the light? All your dead relatives. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. You ever spent a weekend at your grandparents' house? It's fucking shit. Be up there for an hour going, wish all me friends would die. You'd be out there meeting everyone. Hello, Nana. Hello, Grandad. Hello, Uncle who used to touch me. How did you get up here? Oh, that's right, you used to work for the church. That got a very mixed response. Let's have a think about this, right? I know I've been picking on the Christians, the Catholics, or whatever they fucking call themselves. If you're religious, you're a fucking idiot, right? Point blank. The guy in the cloud and all that, you're a fucking moron, right? Read a science book. Watch a Richard Dawkins documentary, you dumb fucking cunt, right? There is no way creation... What, they just... Adam and Eve fucked each other and we're all... Fuck off, you idiot, right? There was a big ark with two animals. How did the fucking slugs get there in 2 days? How did they get there? They came from the four corners of the earth. These fucking slow-moving animals never would have fucking made it. How are the polar bears mixing up with the fucking gorillas and shit? Now, please do not think that I'm just picking on the Christians. I think all religious people are ridiculous, right? So let's have a go at all of them, shall we? Jews, what's all that about? What's with the curly sideburns? Where in the Bible does it say, if thou loves me, thou shalt look like a dick? Buddha, you fat cunt. Why would I follow you? You look like you can't take care of yourself. Then there's our Muslim friends. The fucking muzzies are mental. Thank fuck the muzzies don't drink, because they'd be out of control if they fucking did. They just aren't a tolerant bunch, the muzzies. Covering women's faces and cutting clitorises off isn't just a bit of culture, right? It's horrible. It's fucking horrible, right? You can't... The teddy bear. Remember the little teddy bear that was called Muhammad? That lady didn't deserve to be... They wanted to kill her and lash her in a fucking square for calling a teddy bear Muhammad, right? Now, if there's any Muslim fundamentalists in the room, right? You see this microphone? I'm calling it Muhammad, right? And it's fucking gay. It's a gay microphone called Muhammad, and all it wants to do is roll the Quran up and fuck itself up the arse. Now, that joke has limited some of my holiday destinations. But you can't drink there, it's not really a fucking holiday, is it? Fucking coming out, fucking drinking. Look at you people. You're out here and they've given us all plastic cups like we're fucking kids, and you have to spend £3.50 for a pint in Britain and they serve it to you in plastic. But let's be honest, you British people aren't responsible enough for glass, are you? You know what you happen when you get glass? One of you gets angry, don't you? One of you will smash the glass against the bar, shove a shard of glass into someone else's face. You're the only nation of people to use the word glass as a verb. Oh, fuck, you come out, go to a nightclub, you get pissed, you go to the toilet, go to wash your hands, but you're not allowed to wash your hands. Why not? Because there's a fucking toilet attendant there. A guy with a metal tray with a whole lot of pound coins on him, a few bits of fucking perfume, a couple of chopper chomps and a bit of chewing gum. And he's ready with a soap. I fucking hate those cunts. I'm not going to give you a pound, mate. I've washed my hands before. I'm fucking good at it, right? It's one of my skills. I'm not the most hygienic guy in the world anyway. I was just sniffing coke off a toilet seat, for fuck's sake. You ever walked out there and not washed your hands? They look at you like you're scum. I'm scum. You work in a fucking toilet, mate. Tell you a story. I was out in South Africa doing some gigs. I was out there with a gay comedian. He took me to this gay club in South Africa and we took 2 ecstasy tablets each, right? He's off on the dance floor trying to get some dick. And I'm sitting there in the bar chatting to a couple of lads I've never met before, and one of them goes, "You're wasted, aren't you?" And I went, "Yep." And he goes, "Do you want to come to the bathroom with me?" Now, as a drug taker, I think he's offering me a line of coke. So I went, "Would I?" Not only did I do that, but I put my arm around him, dragged him off to the toilet and went, "This is going to be fucking awesome, mate." I went into the cubicle first to wipe the seat down. Then I leaned out and beckoned him in. Now, I don't know about all the men in the room, but I know these days when I get my old fella sucked off, he takes a little while to stand to attention. But he must have really liked me, because he walked in with what I can only describe as a great big black cock. He shut the door to the cubicle. There are now 3 people in the cubicle. Me, him, and the great big black cock. Just to give you dimensions of the man, he's this tall, he's this wide, the cock's erect, it's poking into my stomach. I look up at him and I go, "I thought we were going to do some coke." And he went, "Do you want some coke first?" "I only want coke." Now, I can see how with your accent you may have mistaken that for cock. Now, I'd like to say that something funny happened after that. All that happened was I told him I wasn't gay, he apologised, he went out and he bought me a drink. And for the sake of comedy, he raped me. Now, I'm going to talk to you a bit about me dad. Me dad's a weird cat, right? Good guy, he's not a cat. My parents made me get a job when I was like fucking 12 doing a paper round because there was no mines in Sydney. And I had to go around the suburbs and deliver papers, and at the end of the day I had to go to the news agency and empty all the bins out the back of the news agency into a big metal skip, and it was a fucking cunt of a job. But the only good thing about it was, at the end of the month, they used to throw away all the magazines I hadn't sold, so there was mountains of porn, right? So I would collect these porn mags up, fill me backpack up with them, go home, take the porn mags to school, sell them off for $5 a magazine. I was making more out of my porn empire than I ever did out of the paper round, right? Now I had a drawer under me bed that was 4 foot by 2 foot, which I packed full of porn. One day I come home, my room's been cleaned, it's fucking spotless, right? First thing I do is I run to the porn drawer, right? I open it up, empty, right? Go out to the living room. Now my mum's out there sitting in a chair. Now, did anyone have a parent that had their own chair? They were the cunty parent. They were never the nice parent, right? If you're a parent out there and you have your own chair, you're a fucking Nazi dick, right? Stop being such a fascist. Sit somewhere else. You don't control the world. So, my mum looks at me and she goes, "I cleaned your room." And I went, yeah, thanks for that, Mum. But then she never mentioned anything, right? A week later, I'm out in my dad's shed and I'm hammering a nail into the bench, right? For no apparent reason, but he's a carpenter, right? If you put a nail into the bench, if he puts a table up there or something, that'll fuck the finish, right? Just being a dick. Under the bench, I saw all my porn magazines, but they were all like wet and bent and had lettuce leaves on them and stuff like that, right? What's happened is my mum's cleaned my room out. She's thrown all the porn mags out in the wheelie bin. My dad has to take the wheelie bin to the end of the drive on a fucking Wednesday. He's opened it up and gone, "Oh, hello," collected them all up. He's gone off to his shed and wanked himself stupid. So I thought, fuck that old cunt. So I collect them all back, take them back to the drawer where they belong. Circle of life continues. Now, a few days later, I'm out in the living room, and my old man walks out and goes, "You been out in my shed?" And I went, "Yeah." "You're not allowed those magazines." "Neither are you." "Can I have 4? To this day, if you go out to my fucking parents' house, man, there are 4 porn magazines out in that quality early 90s material. My fucking, this is a good story. When I was at the Edinburgh Festival, not this festival, the festival before, I was having a wank and I felt like a lumpy, fleshy thing on my cock that wasn't a wart or a cyst or anything I'd had previously. And I went to the doctor and the doctor looked at it and sort of went... Another doctor and the two of them looked at it and just... I don't fucking have any idea what that is. So they sent me off to a specialist. The specialist puts my genitals into like a clamping machine. And it turns out that I have a tumour growing on the side of my penis. Now, I go to the doctor. Do many people die from this? And he's like, nah, most people detect it pretty quick. They don't leave it to chance. And now, as I said, no one dies from this. It's very rare. And I'm not famous, but I'm going to tell you a bit. I might be the most famous person ever to have this condition, which means I'll have to become a spokesperson. And I'll be doing adverts going, hi, I'm Jim Jefferies. I'm a comedian. But you know what's not a laughing matter? Dick cancer. Do you know that 2 people die from dick cancer a year? This must be stopped. There are many ways to detect dick cancer. Wanking. That's it, really. Please buy a ribbon. Now, while I was out at the Edinburgh Festival, I was with a girl for 3 years. I never cheated on her, but I did cheat on her twice during the Edinburgh Festival because it's a festival. And when I went to the doctor, I was worried that it was a sexually transmitted disease. I think I'm the first person ever to high-five a doctor when he says he got cancer. I was fucking well up for that. I was like, cancer, fucking yeah! Because you come home with herpes, she'll kick you out of the fucking house, right? You come home with dick cancer, she'll make you a cake or something real nice. And God bless her, I loved her to bits, but we're broken up now. I can say this, she wasn't bright, she was a thick girl. She would not have sex with me until the tumour was removed because she was worried it was contagious. I'm like, it's not contagious, it's fucking cancer, all right? Let's just enjoy the width while we have it. You guys know I'm right, you haven't had sex till you've had tumour sex. I said, it's not contagious, it's not like we got it from a tit wank from Kylie Minogue. Yes, look, I understand that joke is wrong on many levels. The main level being that Kylie's tits aren't big enough for a tit wank. Even with the lump, they couldn't have gotten that much bigger. Don't be upset with me. I'm a cancer patient. So anyway, I go into the surgery to get it taken out. They lay me down on the table. They put like a metal frame up with a curtain. And the doctor puts a needle into my dick. And there's a nurse, and her sole job is to take all the blood away from the sliced up cock. And there's another nurse, and her sole job is to hold my hand whilst my cock is being sliced up and to distract me from the mutilation. And she's holding my hand and she looks at me and she goes, so, I hear you're a comedian. And I went, yeah, I'm a comedian. Why don't you tell us all a joke? Why don't you fuck off? And then they put like 6 stitches into my cock. Like these aren't like the big ones they use like on your head or your arm. These are like tiny, fine, small ones that they use like on babies' arms. And the doctor tells me not to get an erection for 3 weeks. I was fucking moody. I wasn't a good kind of beer, man. At the end of the 3 weeks, I was ready for my comeback wank. I hadn't even touched my cock. I tried not to think about my cock. My balls had never been so full in my entire life. In fact, the stitches dissolved, and I told my girlfriend they were still not dissolved so I could have a wank before I fucked her. I put some porn on and I got some lube, right? Now, ordinarily, I'm not that fancy. I'm more of a dry hand sort of guy. But I thought, it's been a while, Jim. Treat yourself. So, I lubed up my cock and I'm talking 5 pumps maximum. Just... And out of my cock came this thick gelatin-like cum. It was like it was trying to make a baby without the womb. And I looked at it, and I swear to God, it fucking looked back at me. So I shook its hand. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Dick Cancer. Except, don't you think that Dick Cancer sounds like a war correspondent? Like a guy from the news that you'd really trust? That's just me. I've done gigs out in fucking Baghdad and Iraq and all that. I've been out there, man. It's fucking mental. When you go out there, you realise that the other team don't really know they're involved. Like all the other old wars. You can say what you want about the Nazis, but they always look good, right? You can always pick them out of a crowd, right? This enemy, the Taliban, they don't have an outfit. And I was there on the first day, the first day I was there, and I was in a helicopter flying over the top of Baghdad with my helmet on, my bulletproof vest, thinking I look as cool as fuck, right? The helicopter window's open, there's a guy with a gun just sort of scouring the ground, right? I look out, I see a little bloke with a handgun just shooting up at the helicopter, just bang, 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 bang. And I fucking freak out, right? I'm like, oh, fuck, we're being fired on. And the gunner turns around and goes, don't worry about it, we're too high up. Those bullets can't reach us. And then he went, hey, look at this. And the little cunt died. And I was like, I was just saying. Didn't want to upset anyone.